Now, what you're about to hear, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with all of you a testimony of what I do believe we may very well be likely at that stage where wars and rumors of wars should not be limited just to nations outside of North America. Because a lot of people who were in Ukraine never foresaw a war being brought in their country. A lot of people in Israel, they thought that they were not going to be touched anyhow. And now look at their places, look at their cities, all in ruins. Many people in America think that they are safe and that war will not come to their doors. But I want to tell you that we are in a time where wars and rumors of wars should not just be limited to nations outside of your own home, but rather, I want you to consider that it's a very high chance, a high probability, that wars and rumors of wars, even destruction and famine, may very well come directly to your own hometown. I'm going to be sharing with you a few visions that was given to me concerning an EMP or a nuclear attack that I saw in a vision. I will describe to you everything in detail. And furthermore, I'm also going to share with you the vision and the dream that was given to me concerning Vladimir Putin. I do believe that this is very urgent message that I should share with all of you. I did refrain myself and I did not want to share this, but the more I hold back, the more I feel that I should have been sharing it with you a long time ago when I got these visions. So I'm going to share this with you. And all I ask is just that you use discernment, listen to the words, listen to the testimony, and then you can decide for yourself whether you believe it to be true or not, but I will leave it into your hands. I do believe that there is an imminent threat that people are unaware of, and it's going to come against America. That being said, let us carry on and let me go ahead and share with you these revelations. Russia is being provoked right now by NATO. NATO is the real enemy that Russia is at war against. It's not Ukraine. Russia is not fighting against Ukraine. Anybody who knows a thing or two about world history, anybody who knows anything about what actually is going on in Ukraine, you know of a certainty that Russia is at war against NATO, not Ukraine. Russia essentially is at a war against a power that is being spearheaded by America. Nonetheless, let me share with you guys this vision. This was a very short vision that was given to me. This was just a couple months ago, and I refrained myself from sharing this. But the more the time goes by, I begin to see it, and I'm like, something's gonna happen here. So in this vision, it was a short vision that lasted not too long, but it was vivid. And I remember my heart was trembling. My heart was trembling. My heart was pounding. It would be okay, I'm going to share with you this vision, and then I will share with you as well of a vision of what I had seen of an explosion that would take place in an American neighborhood. I will share those two because something tells me maybe it might be connected. I think it makes sense for me to share with you the vision of the explosion that I saw go on in America before I share with you what I saw concerning Vladimir Putin and Russia. You see, this was for the one that I saw the explosion. This took place. This was in 2022, but I held myself back all this time. I didn't want to share because I didn't want people to be afraid. So I saw there was a vision that was given to me. I was laying down on the ground just on the ground. I was just laying down on the floor, and I was carried away in the vision. And when I was carried away in the vision, I saw a neighborhood. I saw a neighborhood in America. And as I saw this neighborhood in America, like I saw people riding bicycles. I saw people riding bicycles, and people were kind of just hanging out, whatever, doing their thing. And then there was a warhead. I saw something that looked like a warhead. And it came. And it looked for sure like a residential neighborhood in America. It almost looked like it looked like it was somewhere maybe closer to more so like the East Coast. Don't ask me where. It just kind of seemed like it was something that panned more towards almost at the East Coast, but not quite. But as far as whether it's north or south, don't ask me that. I don't know all of that. But the main thing I saw a residential neighborhood, and this vision was repeated 2 times. And I saw something that looked like a warhead that came, but it did not touch the ground. It did not touch the ground, but rather in midair, like in the middle of the air, whatever this thing was, this explosion, it took place like it did not touch the ground. I don't know what kind of an explosion does that, what kind of a missile that they have, if they have any missiles that explode in midair. I think they do. But this missile that was launched, it exploded in the middle of the air. It was like bang, the biggest explosion ever that I saw. It was so big and it was so bright. It looked like almost like you had the brightness. It looked like the brightness of the sun itself. It was so bright that it looked like it was the sun. It looked like you were staring into the sun and you could not look into it. But this explosion that I saw, it took like whatever it was, this warhead, it came, but it did not touch the ground. Again, it did not touch the ground. It did not land and hit the ground. It was in the middle of the air. Bang! That was what I saw. And as it exploded, bang! That neighborhood that I saw, it was like it just turned into brightness. It was like that neighborhood was like bright, And it repeated 2 times. It repeated 2 times where I saw an explosion. Right? Now, the first explosion, it just looked like I saw the warhead that was coming. But then, and then the second one, it was almost like it was just shown to me from a different perspective, but it was the same thing. Again, it was a neighborhood. It appeared to me like it was a neighborhood in America, and it looked like that. From what I can discern, it looked like it was a neighborhood, a typical American neighborhood. That's what it looked like. And then bang, that just happened. So now fast forward, let me go ahead and just fast forward now to what I saw this year that was given to me. And this one terrified me. This one terrified me because I heard the sirens of war. This one terrified me. And in this vision that I had, this happened to me just when I was, where was I seated? I think I was on the deck. No. I was in bed. And it came like it was like very terrifying. Yes, I was laying down on my bed. And as I was laying down, it was like I was aware of what I was seeing. That's the thing. I was aware of everything. I saw a scenery, and in the scenery, the way it began, it began like this. I saw Vladimir Putin be transported. Vladimir Putin was not in Moscow. I saw that Vladimir Putin was not in Moscow, but he was taken to another region within Russia that was in the most coldest and harshest environment. I saw that Vladimir Putin was not in Moscow. He was now in a place that was completely just like, it was like a winter desert, like an area where no human beings just go to anyhow. But the Russian military operates there. They have their secret base in an underground bunker, and I saw Vladimir Putin move, and he got out of the plane, and he was moving to enter into this one base, to this military base that was in the most remote region in Russia. It was like, if I can pinpoint to you, it was like, let's just say you go further north, all right? It like from what I could see, it was like an area that was further north in northern Russia, but further east. You understand? So it was like further east and further north, and it was like underground. Somewhere in a remote region like that, that was where Vladimir Putin was transported to. And there was a secret military bunker that was there, and this is also where Vladimir Putin, he had absolute control of some nuclear missiles that is like super fast, that he had power over, and all he had to do was push the button. So the way I saw it was, as I saw Vladimir Putin come out of the aircraft, he was going towards this bunker, this military bunker. I saw that Vladimir Putin was angry. Vladimir was angry, and he was speaking in Russian. And I don't know what he was saying in Russia, but if I could imitate what he was saying, it sounded like he was speaking like this, like a tick, a tick, a tick, like he was angry like that. I don't know what those, but it sounded like Russian. Oh, of course it's Russian. He was talking Russian, and he was just like a tick, a tick, a tick, something like that. He was very angry. You can tell by his countenance, Vladimir Putin was very angry. And as he was walking, I saw a flag. I saw a flag. Now the flag itself, I saw the flag of a like it was like I did see the flag of Russia, but then there was like another flag that of a nation that provoked Vladimir Putin. And it was unclear necessarily, but it seemed like the Western politics had provoked the bear, and that Vladimir Putin was provoked, and he was very angry. I saw the next thing I saw, when Vladimir Putin was angry and he was like a tick, a tick, a tick, and he was moving into the bunker. Like, obviously I'm not doing any justice to the Russian language, but he was speaking something in Russia. It was almost like he was like very angry. He was commanding the people like, hurry up, or let's move this and this and this. And the next thing I saw was, as I saw the Russian flag, then I saw all military bases of Russia. I saw all of Russian military bases. All the armed forces were all running. Everybody was running. I saw the soldiers of the Russian soldiers buckling up, and they were running, and everybody was running in and getting in. It seemed like it was an emergency drill that was not a drill, but it was like an actual event that was taking place. And while this was taking place, I began to hear the siren. I began to hear a siren. And as the siren sound began to sound, it was like this air raid is menacing. Man, I'm telling you, it's the most scariest thing I've ever seen and I've ever heard. And as it was taking place, Vladimir Putin enters into this bunker. The doors closed behind him, and I saw the controls right in front of him. I saw buttons. I saw some things right in front of him. It was like all of Russia was now behind Putin in what he was about to do. And I did not see anything else that he did, whether he pushed the button or not. I didn't see that. The next thing that was shown to me was I was taken to American neighborhoods. Neighborhoods in North America, both Canada and the United States of America. I saw that people began to panic. And in the dream, I was like, whoa, let me go and run. I was aware in my dream. I became aware of what was going on. Like I was fully aware of what's going on now, of what I was seeing. And I began to say, wait, my children, let me run and grab my children. And then I saw school buses moving into residential areas to pick up people. I saw school buses. I saw the city buses, the regular transit buses that were in the cities. They began to all go. They were all dispatched by the city, by the cities, the mayors, and they were basically, everybody was now telling people to go and get themselves into places of hiding. So in the neighborhoods of America, people were now assembling themselves, and people were now being loaded into the transit buses. People would take the LRT, like the trains and stuff. And then people would even jump into school buses. School buses would go into residential areas, into residential neighborhoods, and people would get themselves in there, and everybody was basically being scattered. The next thing that I saw was it appeared as though the neighborhoods looked like they had overgrowth. Like they looked like they were becoming like kind of like swampy and dirty and stuff like that. But that was what I saw. It was like I didn't see anything, nothing like explosion, whatever it is, but I did hear the siren also take place within North America. The sirens of war, the air raid. I saw that, I heard that sound, and it was very menacing. That is something that did take place, that I did see, and everybody was panicking and they did not know what to do. People were jumping into the buses and they were just like kind of going wherever the government was basically assigning the buses to go. That is where you would go. And it was like, I saw like people were crossing swamps and all those things, and people were crossing into dirty areas. Women who were like, ew, this is too dirty. Oh yeah, you had no choice. You had to go and cross the swampy lands, and you had to walk in swampy areas just to get over to the other side. You have to do it. That is what happens when a nation is at war. That is what I saw, and I'm telling you. And right after that, I came out of the dream, and I was sweating. I was sweating. This was definitely like a vision, because I was aware of what I was seeing. And when I came out, I was sweating. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I began to tell my wife, I said, hey, Celise, like, there's something going on, man. I feel like there's something about to go on. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my heart. Like something's going to happen. America is going to keep provoking the bear. They are going to keep provoking Putin. What did Putin say? He said, like, that guy should not be tempted. Don't tempt him. People are underestimating Vladimir Putin as if he is someone to be played around with. Nah. If I could be honest with you guys, I honestly think that Vladimir Putin, people need to respect that guy. People need to respect Putin. They need to respect him. Vladimir Putin, he has way more moral standards than your American presidents. I'm telling you, Vladimir Putin has way more morals than the president of America, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, Vladimir Putin tried to negotiate with Ukraine. They kept on asking for a negotiation with Ukraine, but guess what? NATO, they don't want Ukraine to be under the protection of Vladimir Putin. A threat was presented to Zelensky. What you guys need to understand is that Zelensky was threatened. Zelensky is an actor. He is an actor. He is not the true leader of Ukraine. He is simply following orders. And the orders are, NATO is trying to get Ukraine to be a part of NATO so that they can further push them their membership towards Vladimir Putin, towards Russia. And so by doing this, what you end up doing is you're provoking them, because imagine, I want you to imagine Vladimir Putin coming to put a military base in Canada. How is America going to feel? If Vladimir Putin or Russia says, hey, Canada, let's work out a deal. We will come and establish a military base within your territories, your provinces, and we will protect you and all those things. How do you think America is going to feel? No, you're not going to come and bring your bases and put them right in our backyard. Well, guess what? America is a hypocrite, because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They are literally moving towards putting their bases. They want to move and put their bases in Ukraine, which is like the backyard of Russia, so they can be able to spy on them. This is why Russia invaded Ukraine. Obviously, this is just a paraphrasing of this, but I'm telling you guys, what you hear on the news, don't believe it. America is acting like they are the champions, like they are doing the right thing, and that, oh, we will win, Ukraine will win, we will defeat. Mumbo jumbo. Nobody wins. Nobody wins. There are no winners. When you have a war, there are no winners. There are only losers, because there will be people that will die. There will be casualties. There will be casualties. But this is what I wanted to share with you guys, is that this is what I had seen, and I better share this with you guys. I do believe that we ought to now be preparing ourselves for anything. I'm telling you, maybe that explosion that I saw, maybe that is an EMP attack that completely wipes out, everything. But it does come with that damage as well. It will destroy a lot of. It is an explosion. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I believe, friends, is about to take place. But you know what? Only time will reveal. Only time will reveal. But I do think that it is very sensitive, that where the world is right now, it is a very sensitive time to be alive, and the way things are going, anything can change just like that. Anything can change. All right, sorry guys. I'm a bit chilly, so I had to go and get my sweater. I'm not recording in my studio right now. I'll tell you guys what's going on with the studio and stuff. Pretty much it needs a bunch of help. I got water leaking from the roof and stuff. I'll show you guys my studio. So I don't really know how I'm going to be able to record in the winter time even right now, but I'll explain more about it later. But here's the thing, I'll tell you guys right now, okay? So as far as the explosion, I don't know how, or I don't know whether this is a nuclear explosion or whether it is an EMP attack, because it may very well be, maybe it's either one of the two. It could very well be an EMP attack, or it could be a nuclear explosion. All I know is that this thing blew up, like it did not touch the ground, but it basically blew up like, in the middle of the air. 2 times I saw this vision. 2 times. This was a while ago that I had this. And then when I look at what just was showed to me recently, when I saw Vladimir Putin in like the deep regions of Russia that are like remote regions of northern eastern Russia, that's like completely like just a snow desert, that I was shown that there are military bunkers that are underground in areas that are very remote, and that I saw Putin go there. It's like you can just tell that something big is about to go down. And I'm telling you, like, based upon what I'm seeing, if that is the case and things do go sideways, which most likely it is going to go sideways, and it seems that the way everything is going, America is going to continue to keep pushing, through NATO. They are going to keep pushing and pushing Russia to the brink, to the point where Russia is going to say, you know what, enough is enough. Enough is enough. They are provoking the bear, and the bear will very well awaken and come and bring its allies. Think about it. Russia is playing smart. Russia is not right now. Russia does not have the reputation of going to take over territories anyhow. America is the one that goes to establish its military bases everywhere. Russia right now is basically working behind the scenes, and they are making allies. They're making friends with other countries, with other nations. I believe it was even Cuba. While America was too busy being distracted, Russia goes to make a deal with Cuba to establish a military base there, and that they will take care of, they will help. Is it? I'm not sure if it's Cuba or which country it is again. Don't. If I could be wrong, but there's one of the. I think it's Cuba. But they pretty much went behind the scenes, and they basically quietly went and they made a deal about about having a piece of land, and they can be able to establish a base, and then they can be able to go and they'll help the country build their infrastructures and those things. China is also doing the same thing. China is going to go and they're making contracts and taking over lands and stuff of other people by building their infrastructures and allowing them to be able to come and have access. I'm just saying that these people are working behind the scenes. They are slowly working behind the scenes. You don't know what they're going to be planning. And it may very well be that America may very well come to a halt. They may come to a standstill. Again, this is my own theory. I personally believe that something may very well happen in this election, that America may very well come to a standstill because someone may not be in full agreement with the results of the election, and America has already gotten to the point where they are divided and they are ready to blow up in each other's faces. So it may very well be that America will come to a halt, to a standstill, where it may appear as though there is no leader per se, the true leader of America, and America is going to be at that point where they're going to be arguing and fighting with each other. They're going to be in a state of distraction, and maybe it will be at that time where America is distracted, bang, their enemies will launch an attack upon them, and it will be anonymous. Nobody will know who it came from until after a while, and then they're going to say, we're going to war. Excuse me. But that is my own opinion. So please don't say that, oh, Emmanuel said this and this in stone, and they said this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. Don't get ahead of yourself. This is my own opinion that I just explained to you right now about what I believe may very well happen on election day, or maybe after election day, or events leading up to January. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying that there are plenty of things that could go wrong between now and January 6th. There's a lot that could go wrong anywhere between now all the way to January. So, and even till January. And remember this, usually on election years bring a bunch of troubles, and after election years you've got New Year's, or after election day and those kinds of things. Usually whenever a new year begins, something catastrophic happens. We don't know. Could there be curfews that are waiting for us, for the whole world? Could there be another COVID pandemic being brought up? I'm just saying these are things that are possible. So I'll let that be there. You can think about these things. They are telling you, leave the world behind. I believe that it's not time for people to be focusing on buying houses within cities. If you're looking at buying a house or buying a place, if your heart is to buy a house, I don't think you should buy the house to live in it in the city. I don't even think you should own a house in the city. I think that that's going to be a heavy weight upon your shoulders. You should go and find a house outside of the city. Be outside. Remember, even in the movie Leave the World Behind, those who were in the city, they were caught up in the war zone. They were pretty much on ground zero. And those who were outside of the cities, they were able to see the destruction taking place in the cities, and people who could not get out of the cities in time to avoid falling for these traps. And the whole world was divided. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot for you to think about there. I'll just bring that to you. But I thought I shared that. I don't want to drag this video for too long. I've got a lot more things I can share with you guys, but I don't want to drag this video too long. So I'm going to cut the video over here. Thank you for joining me. This is the Controversy 7. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and also you turn on all your bell notification icons on. And furthermore, I do have my second channel, which is called Controversy 7 Ministry. The links for that are in the video description box and also pinned at the comment section. And so I want to say thank you guys for joining me. Blessings be upon you. You take good care of yourselves. Be blessed. Be safe. I will see you in the next video.